Hi, this is Georgina Sagara Chavez, your Detox Queen, and today we're going to talk something very, very, very important. Since a lot of people have hormonal disorders, hormonal problems like diabetes, thyroid, infertility, and sexual dysfunction, depression, PMS, and many, many, many other symptoms, this is maybe a good one to watch. We're going to be talking about the 12 chemicals that they can hurt you, hormones. It can hurt you any other hormone that you have, right? So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the dirty dozen. So many people that don't even think that they hormones can be affected by toxins, and there you go. I'm gonna give you some really good names and stuff. If you're struggling from like diabetes, or you're struggling with thyroid, infertility, maybe some PMS, really bad PMS, or maybe sexual dysfunction, etc., etc. Maybe this is for you. Maybe you've been looking in the wrong place, and this is what is going to get the answer, and maybe this is what you're going to go ahead and move forward with your life right now. Okay? Now, what are those chemicals? Number one, BPA. What is BPA? What the hell is that BPA, right? Well, plastics. Something so benign like plastics. A lot of the plastics, fortunately, they have a lot of chemicals that they can reach into our food, and they go into our body. That's very much plastics only. So you want to go ahead and avoid plastic as much as you can. Well, you can substitute with glass. Glass never have any leaching. Stainless steel. Those are the two things that you can use for cooking, for containers, and etc., in your kitchen. Okay, those are the two things that you can go ahead and keep using it over and over, and you will be okay saying, okay, at least I'm eating something that has not traces of crap in my stuff. All right, dioxides. What in the hell is dioxide? Well, chlorine, processed chlorine and bromide of formal presence, carbon and oxygen. What is this? Means is that toxins is in a way of everywhere, like water. It can be also and industrialize everything, because when you have the industrial waste, basically that's the industrial waste, that's where you're going to find dioxin. Dioxin, it can hurt you, female organs, male organs, very bad. So you're struggling for like something like fertility, don't look any further or try to get like fancy dancy whatever. Try to see if you can get a detox and get rid of this kind of stuff, and maybe you're gonna have a better quality pregnancy, because your baby's gonna have a better outcome and they're gonna be healthy. Okay, because you don't want to bring an unhealthy baby to this world as well. That's not fair to the baby. Well, atrazine in herbicides. They're talking about the feminized male frogs. Well, it's because of the herbicides. So you're having some sort of issues with moodiness, or maybe, like feminized, it means something to do with estrogen, right? Because that's how they call us. All right, moodiness, something to do with breast cancer, maybe things from that nature. Maybe look into this kind of stuff. So maybe get rid of these kind of toxins in your body, you can get better. All right, phthalates. This is everywhere though, and the wrapping of the food, and the PVCs, and the recycled stuff that you get, and your everyday life stuff. That's where you can get it. It's food contamination big time, basically. Sometimes, we get an organic food, but if they wrap it in something that has PVC, then you're getting the contamination from the wrapping. So not necessarily has to be the food itself, but also the wrapping. And the wrapping is the worst, because most of it, they don't have a label for the wrap. They have a label for the food, but not for the wrap. So be mindful and start looking where is, the phthalates. Phthalates are linked to kids that they develop really young age. Like, I don't know, but nowadays in the medical community, they worry about little girls and little boys that they start develop in the early age. Sometimes girls as young as 6 years old, they start developing the breast buds, so which is not normal. You're supposed to develop it when you're 13 to 18, that's adolescence. That's when you're supposed to start develop all the sexual organs. But nowadays, girls, they develop too early. Phthalates and also a lot of estrogen, like some people, they even blame soy to do that as well, because soy can produce so much estrogen in your body that it can develop, early. So a lot of people, they've been saying that a lot of the kids that they have soy milk, when they were infants, sometimes they develop really early. So it's some sort of studies in Weston Price Foundation. So if you are interested in looking into it, look at it. It's very interesting what you can see in there. It has a really good article in soy alone. Okay, now perchlorate. This is another one that comes in. They say that even in breast milk is there. So where you can get perchlorate? Drinking water. A lot of the stuff in the water the water is very polluted because of the metals, because of treatments that they put in there, whatever they do is very, very, very toxic, a lot of the stuff in the water. So fire retardants, that's the other one. The fire retardants are anywhere where you find like carpeting, sofas, couches, clothing. Why did they do in the fire retardants? Is to avoid getting fire. So for instance, the clothes, right? If you have cotton alone and you're cooking, you can get fire really quick. So they put fire retardants in order for them not to cause fire right away. But on the other side of the coin, it can harm you really bad, because as long as when it touches skin, it absorbs into your skin those kind of chemicals, and that can hurt your hormones as well. So that's the other one. Now lead. Lead, I can say a lot of stuff about lead, but where do you find lead from? Well, water, because of the metal. Sometimes they have lead metals that they deliver the water. That's number one. Number two, it can be, ladies, lipstick, as nice as lipstick, it can be tons of lead. Now it's not just lead in the lipstick, it can be lead in the pencils. When we used to be kids, we used to write it and then we put it in the mouth. That's lead right there. Lead, it can be in the bullets. For instance, if you get hunting food, that people, they kill it and then the lead is spread in the meat. So it can be there. It can be so many different places that they have lead, like a paint in the past in the walls, but now it's only like wood, and certain places still have lead. So it can be in so many different places that you find it. The worst thing about lead is that you can pass it from one generation to the next generation, 4 generations down. That's the bad thing. Lead, mercury, and aluminum, those are the 3 things that you have to be aware of, because you can pass it on to your kids, and your kids can pass it on to the grandkids, and the grandkids pass it on to the great-grandkids. So it's 4 generations down. Now lead is stored normally in the bone. So that's why when you have some changes, people start acting now with certain diseases, and it's because lead is releasing to the body, because it's stored in the bone, and eventually when some changes happen, for instance menopause, or because sometimes when they have babies, the moms, when they have certain changes in the body, that's when everything changes. Or when they start growing up, the kids, or when they start having certain changes in the body, that's when it's triggered, because the bones allow them to release it, and then all these nonsense changes and nonsense symptoms that you might have, and a lot of them, they have to do with hormones as well. So if you have any problems like that you don't get any better, even with medicine and stuff, maybe look into lead. Lead is very common nowadays, but it's not very many people that are talking about it. So lead will be one of the things. It's a big one. It's a big one for this. All right. So if you have like diabetes, you have high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a very good sign of lead sometimes. Anxiety, depression, all those things. Try to look into lead. If you have any of those symptoms, go in there and look into it. Arsenic. Well, arsenic, water, drinking water. because of the pipes and stuff like that they bring in. The thing is, you see, the pipes, remember, they're metal. Then all the chemicals to treat the water and everything, they make a bunch of stuff, and then when you get it, you get a bunch of chemicals in there. It's not just one of the things, it's many. Mercury, that's the other one. I can be talking about Mercury as well a lot, and I talk a lot about Mercury in my talks. Mercury can damage a lot of stuff. One of the things I can tell you, my son got an autoimmune disorder, and I got asthma a few years ago. And it seems like nothing works for him, and was nothing working for me. And after they're studying a lot of stuff, and I believe the Mercury has to be the blame for. Why Mercury? Not just I pull it out of my butt, okay? Let me explain to you. I have, since I was 18 years old, a lot of amalgams. Half of the amalgams, they are Mercury itself. So your body cannot take that much Mercury in your body, it will start acting up. Now, my son, when he got his autoimmune disorder, he went to the checkups. Everything was fine and dandy. 3 days later, he got his vaccine. Remember, the vaccine, they have Mercury as well. So 3 days later, he started developing an autoimmune disorder, which is like, hey, 3 days ago, he was super healthy. 3 days later, he gets an autoimmune disorder. It don't make no sense, but when he got the disease, the Mercury, and Mercury passed on to the babies too. So the Mercury they give it to him without thinking, without knowing, as well, out of ignorance as well. That's when he developed his autoimmune disorder. So I really blame the Mercury itself, because it was nothing else. Look, I'm one of those people that I didn't drink, didn't smoke, I sleep early, I don't have no abuse in my life. I eat organic. I used to do a lot of exercise. I don't do that anymore because, like I say, I developed asthma and it's harder. But when I can, I do it. All right. So it's not a permanent reason, but Mercury was there in my body, and I never, ever, ever thought about it. And I thought about it when I started getting the asthma 3-4 years ago. Then I started linking everything. I said, what the F? Because I helped my son, and I did a detoxification actually, but I didn't know which one exactly was the one that caused the problem. Now, I know for a fact that we have some symptoms, my son and myself, very similar. For instance, we always have cold hands and cold feet. Mercury do that to you. I don't know, you know that, but if you read the symptoms, it's similar to asthma, similar and autoimmune disorder. So it's very much in line with the Mercury. And then after that, I start removing my amalgams. I start doing a lot of stuff, which it helps, but it takes a long time. And also to remove it out of your body when you're already sick, it triggers more stuff. And so I'm doing it slowly versus doing it like one time, because it's not gonna help me out if I don't do it correctly, all right? But Mercury is one of those things that also can trigger your hormones. Now, when I get the symptoms of asthma, I always been telling the doctor, I always get it when I get my period. And they were like, well, maybe you're gonna be menopause soon. I'm like, no, I get in my period every month. No, you are in the age, you're gonna get in your period. You're gonna have menopause soon. I'm like, okay, but it's not, but that has nothing to do, the breathing problems with the menopause. I'm like, why am I getting it all the time at the same time? I've been telling the doctors this. Listen, I've been doing this for a long time, and I know that sometimes you don't link things together. Until now, they're gonna go, voila, now I know. Because also to Mercury can, act on your hormones as well. So it's like my body's telling me, hey, it's Mercury, but I then was listening because, like doctors would tell me that that's not. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not, it's something else. But it's not, it has something to do with it. Mercury can affect your hormones, Mercury can affect your breathing, Mercury can affect your autoimmune disorder, Mercury can give you the cold hands, the cold feet, Mercury can do a lot of stuff, and I think that everything they have, it has something to do with that. Because I can see the symptoms that they are very clear, that they are similar, And that's the only thing they've been exposed to. And I mean, honestly, for a long time, I didn't even understand why I was getting these breathing problems, because I don't have nothing around me. It was not like exterior. That's why I started looking into my mouth. And a lot of times when my patients come here, that's what we don't get in anywhere, because they don't see in your mouth. The mouth, sometimes it has the answer for your healing. All right, so that's one thing they're going to talk about. Perchloride chemicals, PFCS. What is this one's? Cookware. What I was telling you, certain cookwares, they leach. You know, like especially those, the non-stick cookwares, those are the worst. Because sometimes that little sticky thing that they put, that way you easy clean it, and the food don't get stuck in there. Those things, you eat it. And those things are very dangerous for you. It can be causing cancer. It can change your hormones as well. And also too, you have to think about it. These products are not meant to be inside your body. Your body doesn't know how to process. So those are the stuff that you have to be very mindful. Those sticky products, you know, those things, like I said, plastics, non-stick cookware, throw them away. I mean, I know you say I purchased it for a lot of money. Yeah, I know that, but you're worth more money than that. Okay, throw them away. Buy stainless steel, glass. That will be the two things I can tell you for a fact that they're going to work. You don't want to have a problems, okay? Organophosphate pesticides. Like you say, pesticides is pesticides, right? And a lot of these pesticides, they will be, you know, very dangerous for you. Like I told you before, sometimes in the on the fields, in the agriculture fields, a lot of the people die. But I mean, if you're not exposed like they do, like here a lot, well, they die slowly. But I always tell people this: if you're using pesticides, it's killing an insect, it's killing an animal, it's killing something, right? Well, eventually you get enough of that, it will kill you too, because that's what it is, to kill something. So if you can avoid pesticides, it's another ways that you can do things more cleaner in your garden. If you have a garden, for instance, you can use pepper, you know, in water and spray it. So in organic agriculture, they do that. Garlic is another one that you do, like a mixture with water and garlic, and you put it everywhere. It works sometimes. So I mean, you can get recipes maybe in YouTube now, you know, I don't know, where you can get, that way you don't be pesticides. You avoid the use of pesticides, okay? Glycol ethers. This is the last one they're going to use. Where do you get these glycol ethers? Well, cleaning products. A lot of the chemicals that you bring to your house for cleaning, they're very detrimental for you and your body and your environment. So beware of those. What are those? All the stuff that you buy. How do you can change these, right? You're going to say, but Eugene, I need to clean my house. Yeah, you need to clean your house. Also, too, you know, right now the people are using with the COVID, you know, a lot of the stuff to clean your hands. So beware of it, because eventually they're going to cut off to you, and you're going to get a health problem. Avoid those kind of stuff. I know that people say, well, but I want to avoid COVID. Yeah, but if you have your body intact, and this body has a lot of microorganisms, viruses, bacteria, and everything else, it will help you to protect you. So it's better to be with this intact than putting so many chemicals in there that they're going to hurt you. So glycol ethers is one of those things that you, for instance, that you get those chemicals to clean the house. You bring it to your house and you think, hey, it looks pretty, it looks nice. Yeah, but it's harmful for you and your body. It will hurt your pets, it will hurt your family, it will hurt yourself. So stay away from it. I don't know if you know, but a lot of people that they do cleaning professional, they develop a lot of health issues. Like, for instance, thyroid is very common in them. Arthritis is very common in them. And a lot of diseases, that they are weird diseases, cancers as well. Why? Because of these products. Now, how did you can replace these products? I use vinegar with water. Vinegar with water, you just put a turn of the vinegar, water, and you can clean anything. Glass, it cleans perfectly fine. The wood, it cleans really nice. Now, when it goes to ceramic, probably you can use baking soda as well. Baking soda is very good to use it for cleaning. Now, if you get in more sophisticated and you want to say, no, but that's not good enough, well, use a steamer. I use a steamer, just water with steam, and it erases a lot of stuff, it cleans a lot of stuff. So, and disinfects if that's what you want, but disinfects in a different way because it's not going to cause harm in a lot of stuff, okay? So, those are the options that you get if you want to use them to the cleaning products. Now, if you have any hormonal issues, I will advise you to do some detox. Maybe there you're going to improve like very good, and then the rest of the stuff we can do it with nutrition, we can do it with everything else. But if you have any hormonal issues, come with a professional that is going to help you out in detoxification, but in doing it correctly. And like I said before, don't trust anybody with that, because detoxification is one of those tools that can be catched in 22, can help you but also can harm you if you don't do it correctly. All right, so if you have, like I say, any hormonal issues, try to do the right thing, because you want to get rid of the problem. Because if you are still taking supplements or taking medicine, you're going to be there forever. But you know, if you have a hormonal imbalances, even with the medication, you still have certain symptoms like brain fog. People say that they don't feel in themselves, irritated, depression, all this stuff. Sometimes they don't go away. So if you have any problems like that and you're struggling with hormonal imbalance, try to go with a professional, okay? And a professional that knows what he's doing. Like a professional that's gonna go to the root of the cause. All right? So until next time, thank you very much. I love you and thank you for listening to me. And if you have any questions, send it to me. And also to never take no for an answer. If you have a health problem, never settle for being sick for the rest of your life. You are worth it and you deserve to have your health back. All right? The next time, thank you very much. This is Georgina Sagada Challenge Detox Queen. Thank you. Until next time.